to More Anime. I'm your fan of More Anime. How's everybody doing today? Today, I want to talk about Vivi Nefertari from the One Piece franchise. Yes, I want to know, where is Vivi? What has happened to Vivi? If you've been keeping up with the One Piece manga as of late, you'll know that Vivi has been kidnapped. Apparently, according to, the newspaper in the One Piece world, which could be, just propaganda for all we know. We don't know if this is a lie fed to us by the world government or a little bit of truth fed to us by Big News Morgan. Where is Vivi? All Big News knows is Vivi was captured. I do not believe someone like Sabo would just capture Vivi unless he was protecting her. She's gone missing, and there's something wrong. We know very little about this. Vivi is a character that we met long ago, way back when. She was Miss Wednesday, a part of the Baroque Works crew, and that's a long time. That was pre-time skip. That was the beginning of the Grand Line. We met her at Reverse Mountain as a villain. One of the craziest twists, honestly, in the story, when she turned out to be a princess and a good person. And not only that, she's kind of a weird de facto former member of the Straw Hat Pirates, kind of like how Kobe was, kind of like how Carrot was. Like, they weren't full-fledged members of the Straw Hat Pirates, but they rode with them. There was an opportunity for Vivi to become a Straw Hat Pirate. It never happened, per se, but if she decided to find them and say, please let me join the crew, obviously, they would let her on with open arms. They probably miss her. They don't talk about her a lot. They've seen some shiz. The minute she left, Nico Robin joined. She kind of filled that void and then some. Nico Robin, in my opinion, is a far superior character to someone like Vivi in power and backstory and, my interest in character and development. I hope we get to see Vivi. Obviously, she's got a big part to play. That guy, Imu-sama, the evil guy that sat in the chair in front of the Gorosei and in front of the elders of One Piece, he's the leader of this evil world government, right? Secretly, behind the scenes, he was by that giant frozen straw hat. He was holding a picture of Vivi. There's got to be a reason. I don't know what it is. I assume he is the man who stole Vivi secretly. Him or one of the Gorosei or someone who works for the world government secretly took her away as her father was assassinated in one way, shape, or form. We really don't know the details of her father's assassination. Her father and Vivi, as we know, were good people. There's nothing for us to believe. There's no information for us to believe that Vivi and her father, or at least her father, was a bad person. He was already on death's door. There's some fuckery happening here that happened at the Reverie with the Nefertari family. We are lucky that Shirahoshi went back to the sea where she can be safe at Fishman Island, because I thought that she, of all people, was going to be enslaved by the celestial dragons. That didn't happen. But Vivi is been captured. Is she a slave now? I don't think so. Is she being held against her will? I think so. My only other option there would be that she was threatened. Her people from Alabasta were threatened, and she was told, you need to come with us. You need to come be with the elders, because your people, the Nefertari family, was one of the 20 families that formed the world government in the beginning. They could have been celestial dragons, but they decided to stay among the people of Alabasta way at the beginning of the Grand Line. So they did not have to do that. But why did they? There's so much information that we don't have. But the question is, where is Vivi? My theory is she got away. I think that if she was captured, her being, oh my God, kidnapped is a good reasoning behind it, but I think she might have gotten away. And my reasoning behind that is the Straw Hat crew have not mentioned her. Like, they've looked at the newspaper sparingly after Wano, and they'll probably continue to look at the newspapers they missed while they were in Wano. They just left Wano in the last chapter, or they're on their way out of Wano. Their ship is leaving port, and they haven't mentioned anything about finding Vivi, helping Vivi. They might not know about Vivi yet, but the minute they find out that she's missing, they're going to probably want to help her. They're not just going to let that happen. They also, I don't think, have learned about what's going on with Sabo. So they might not know what's going on with her, so that's fair, and they might have headed out, but I can't believe that they won't find out here eventually. And if they don't, my theory is that they're going to run into Vivi at some point on some island that they end up on. Maybe not the very next island, maybe not the one after that, but eventually in the next few islands, they're going to run into Vivi. Vivi's on the run. She is basically being hunted by members of the world government. That's my prediction, that Imu-sama wants her. The Gorosei want her. Maybe a member of the Gorosei is after her. Maybe she's already captured. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But I could see her first instinct after seeing her father assassinated. Or maybe he died in her arms. He was already on death's door, as I mentioned. She could have been holding her father in death, and he could have said, "Go to Luffy," or "Go to the Straw Hats." And that's the only explanation we have here. Maybe she went with the Revolutionary Army after they saved Kuma. Kuma is back in play. Kuma has been saved. So, what does that mean for Vivi? Has she also been secretly saved? Are they pretending like she's been kidnapped, but really she's been taken to the Revolutionary Army? Maybe she's with Dragon, and when Luffy reunites with his father, she will be among the revolutionaries. She has maybe given up her princesshood for now and decided, I'm going to help. I'm going to do something that absolutely matters. Obviously, at the Reverie, the only thing we could accomplish was ending the Shishibukai system that really didn't help anybody. It helped a few people, but Luffy and the crew already took care of Doflamingo. They already took care of Crocodile. The only few that were using the Shishibukai system at the current time were Buggy and Weevil. Mihawk was minding his own damn business. Boa Hancock was sort of minding her own damn business. The government really didn't gain anything. The people of One Piece didn't really gain much by them allowing the end of the Shishibukai system. The warlords are gone. Big whoop-de-doo. They decided to form a new crew together, a new alliance. So that didn't help the people of One Piece, the people who believe pirates are absolute scum, which, you know, you could say at least 50% of them probably are. And you could say the same about the people of One Piece. The world government, probably 50% of them are pieces of shit. There's pieces of shit in all factions, and we can agree to that. There's so much that could have happened. Blackbeard could have shown up and captured Vivi. I think that would have been in the newspaper. I don't know. Vivi is probably with the Revolutionary Army or with the Gorosei, with the elders. She could be with them, captured, enslaved, in a cage, being used for some kind of crazy ritual because they need her blood for something. I don't know. I mean, she was one of possible celestial dragon. She's a family member of that bloodline that could mean something. They were the 20 kingdoms that came together that made this realm. And I do want to know more about her. I do want to know why she was so important to Imu. And like, what is she gonna do next? I think that she has a big chance of joining the Straw Hat crew before the end of the series, maybe even sooner than later. Like I said, if she wasn't captured, if she wasn't enslaved, she's on the road. She's either looking for the Straw Hat crew or with the Revolutionary Army. One, with the Revolutionary Army. She's training with somebody like Dragon and Sabo and that girl that's with them that was with the fishmen, and I can't remember her name. She's not that important, so I guess I'll move on. But she could learn some Dragon Claw-like technique. She could eat a devil fruit given to her by Sabo, or Dragon, or one of the other members of the Revolutionary Army. Wouldn't it have been sick to see Vivi obtain some crazy devil fruit ability? That'd be fun to see her actually get some kind of combat power boost. Her get her own bounty. Can you imagine Vivi Nefertari wanted by the world government? That would be interesting. Then the government could use that against her. She was a possible celestial dragon, gave it up to be part of the world. They could use that, spin that, use her as a scapegoat, use her execution as an important lesson for the world, to cause the purge of the world, to get rid of the people the world government doesn't want around them. They could use her as bait for the Straw Hat crew. Emu could know that. She's important to Luffy. She's important to the rest of his crew that were part of the Baroque Works incident. She would be the perfect bait. Sabo would also be a really good bait, but I think that she would be even more so because she's so helpless. They would instantly go save her. They could have a Marineford situation involving Vivi, but I think she's more important than just someone they can chop her head off with. I think she will either end up with the Revolutionary Army or almost immediately end up with the Straw Hat crew at their next island, or the one after that. If the Straw Hat crew run into her, they would welcome her with open arms. She would be the next Straw Hat immediately. She wouldn't have to wait around or earn her spot like Yamato and Jinbei kind of did. They took a while to earn their position. Vivi earned it way back when, and I think she deserves it. She was part of the Four Kids dub at one point. She was in that era. That's how long ago it's been. And she's grown up. She's probably obtained some new skills. She's never been a combat type. She's more of a support type, like Nico Robin. Speaking of Nico Robin, last time Vivi saw Nico Robin, she was an enemy. Obviously, Vivi's got to know that Nico Robin is traveling with Luffy. They could have a little bit of a conflict there, Vivi and Nico Robin. They were kind of crewmates when they were part of Baroque Works, but she pretended to kill her retainer dude, Mr. 8. So there's that. Yes, Igaram's still alive, so she's got that going for her. So if Igaram was killed by Miss All Sunday, aka Nico Robin, I could see there being a problem with Vivi joining. But since she was kind of undercover, using the Baroque Works as a shield to protect her from the world government, maybe they'll forgive her. Maybe Nico Robin will apologize. She doesn't really need to. She was just trying to survive like Nico Robin do. But it would be fun for Vivi to join the crew. They missed the boat letting Carrot join the crew. Now Carrot is the leader of the Minks. That's all it's going to be for her. She might show up at the final war arc with the Mink army, and that's it for her. She might be part of the Straw Hat fleet along with the rest of the Minks, but does that really mean she's a Straw Hat crew member? Hell no. And I would say Bartolomeo is closer to being a Straw Hat crew member than Carrot, but I think the crew is full of dudes. They don't need any more dudes in the Straw Hat crew, at least right now. We need some more women in the crew. Get over here. I mean, Odin just joined Yamato, so we need some other ones to join Nico Robin and Nami. We need someone like Vivi, a nostalgic character from the past who has future presence to expand the future of the One Piece world. The final saga needs Vivi. Vivi is the key. Vivi could be one of the ancient weapons, just like Shirahoshi is. That could be a thing. That could be fact that we don't know yet. I would not be shocked if we found out that Vivi turned out to be one of the ancient weapons, just like Shirahoshi is, but that would be weird. I still don't understand exactly the reason why Shirahoshi is considered an ancient weapon, but fine. And if the ancient weapons are people, then Vivi would make perfect sense. If it's like three ladies, three princesses, maybe her, Shirahoshi and Rebecca are somehow the generation ancient weapons and they're people. Doesn't make a whole lick of sense, but it could. I hope that's not the situation. I just hope that Vivi's bloodline means something to the Gorosei, and maybe she has some information that she can give to us, give to the Straw Hat crew, and then we can read it and enjoy it and digest it. I would love for Vivi to be an official member of the Straw Hat crew. before we end this up, before we wrap up this entire amazing, greatest manga of all time. I think that Vivi joining the crew at the final hour makes total sense and doesn't feel like an ass pull. It actually works perfectly. Her not joining back at Alabasta made sense. She needed to get her people in line. Now that the world government is going to do some crazy purge soon, some cleansing, as they say, she might have no reason to be a princess of Alabasta. That ship might have sailed, and now she needs to sail her ship over to the Straw Hat crew and officially join. Or, like I mentioned, join the Revolutionary Army. Another clear, amazing option. Her being one of the subordinates to Sabo and Dragon would be awesome. I'd be fine with her becoming a revolutionary. It would fit her character. It would track with her development and her information that she gained from being at the reverie, actually being in the room where it happens. Could be vital to the future of getting the One Piece, defeating Blackbeard, overthrowing the world government, all these huge things, and Vivi could be the key, and she could do it from being a prisoner of the Gorosei, from being part of the Revolutionary Army, from being with the Straw Hat crew at the very end. I could see her being the final member of the Straw Hat crew. Wouldn't that be nuts? After all these years, she could have been a crew member before Nico Robin, before Frankie, before Brooke, before Yamato, before Jinbei. She could have been one of the first members of the Straw Hat crew, but she let it go. She let them sail away. They raised their fists with the X's on them, and they went away, and they let her become the queen, essentially, of Alabasta. Yes, she's a princess, but she's on her way to becoming the queen of Alabasta. That was her plan. But she said, hey, maybe one day I could join later on the megaphone, and they're like, hell yeah! She's someone the fans love. She's someone the Straw Hats love. So it just makes perfect sense. She fits perfectly with the Straw Hat crew. We don't need any more powerhouses like Yamato, Sanji, Jinbei, Zoro. We've got 4 badass powerhouses like them. We have Luffy. We don't need any more. We don't have a dime for them in these damn arcs to give every member of the Straw Hat crew screen time. But Vivi has been developed. We know who she is. We know her backstory. We know the sadness in her heart. And we know what she wants from the world. We just don't know the information she might have learned back at, the Reverie. That's what I want to know immediately. I want to know who killed her father. I want to know who kidnapped her. I want to know if she was kidnapped, if she escaped, if she's with the Revolutionary Army. All these questions are running through my head, and I need to know what's going on. And I know you guys do as well. I know my more Fantomaniacs want to know these answers. You know my prediction, and that was it. That was everything I have. That's everything in the brain hole that I can give you about Vivi. What do you think of this video? Please comment down below. Please let me know. Please share, like, and subscribe to the More Fanime page. I'll talk to you later.
Yo! Don't give it up, Luffy. Don't give it up, Zoro. Don't give it up, Nami. Don't give it up.